Perfect. So now we're getting into the steps. So number one, core update rolls out. Don't do anything crazy and try to observe. Wait until the update is finished. Continue to observe. If you're improving content or doing something positive on an ongoing basis, do that. And then you mentioned you can do some analysis on the SERPs to see, who moved ahead of you. So yeah, what happens next? So you do that analysis. Is there a specific way to approach it? How do you know which keywords to look at and that sort of thing? Because conceivably someone is ranking for hundreds or tens of thousands of keywords. So how do they even figure out how to prioritize where to look?
So usually the way I do it, I check what pages lost the most traffic. Usually it is a few pages that were, because it is usually this rule that a few pages of your blog, of your site, bring you most traffic, and if some of them loses, then you lose 50% of traffic. Of course, it's not always, but it's often the case. So check what's actually lost traffic. Then you can use GSC. In GSC you simply check what keywords you were ranking for, what keywords were bringing you the most clicks, the most impressions. You can check what changed. Then you can, for example, use Ahrefs, or you can simply just type those queries into Google and see what's ranking, or you can use Ahrefs or SEMrush, which will show you the historic data, the movements for a given query. You can use their data as well to see the traffic potential of those keywords, but you will probably be able to kind of estimate that based on the traffic you had from that keyword. But of course, data in GSC is not complete. That's also something to note. It's not showing you all the data, all the clicks. Sometimes you see that you have a lot of clicks, but you don't have those clicks attached to a query, to a specific query. Sometimes those things happen in GSC, it's normal. So analyze what's ranking, use Ahrefs, SEMrush, and see how those sites are better, how they are different. Maybe before the core update, different set of websites was ranking, which were serving different purpose. This is an important thing to note, whether the intent, the SERP itself changed. And if it changed, you need to adapt if you want to get back there.
Got it. And are there so that is search intent, right? So if you look and then you see that the search intent has shifted, hopefully you can see it maybe from the title, but if you have to dive into a specific or into many specific posts to see what's going on, are there certain components that you should look at, like H2 tags or images or the specific copy or something like that? What do you even look at on those pages?
So I read through top 3 articles. I check using for example, detailed SEO or Chrome web developer plugins. I check their structure of headings. I check how many images they have, whether these are original images, stock images, how in depth they go, what are their whether they link to some resources, what's in their title, all those on-page elements. I also take a look at them and analyze them. But in most cases, since core updates are about quality, relevance, depth, not always, but usually, then it is simply about analyzing the content and how it better answers the question, that satisfies the needs. And we are now going into the territory of Google quality raters guidelines. You need to become this rater in that situation and try to evaluate how they are better, what they're doing better. It's a good idea to go through Google quality raters guidelines. It is a long read, I think more than 189 pages or even more. But there are a lot of those EAT, expertise, authority, and trust types of tips and recommendations. And usually you need to analyze those sites that are ranking above you through those lenses.
Okay. So it's not a very fast process. You're probably not going to be able to
Oh,
go and have a look and you're like, oh, I need to change H3 tags to H2.
in most cases, no.
Okay.
But sometimes it isn't just enough to change one thing and you go up to position one. It happens, but in most cases, if it is a change after a core update, I think more thorough analysis is required.
Hey, what's going on? If you enjoyed that, click here for the full unedited episode and don't forget to hit subscribe.